if let's say Battlefield 5 will have the commander, it probably will. If they will have the commander, how is it gonna be implemented on the mobile again?
Instead of saying follow me, you could say let's move there with the ping tool, and not just say let's move to that point.
All right. Let's not expand on the ping tool again because we've been talking. About it at the beginning of this podcast.
That's just adding a little bit more functionality to something that's there. And yeah, if you're gonna add the ping tool to it,
long story short, they're looking at the ping tool from Portal 2. Simple as that.
If you want it to be more complex or skill based or whatever. If what we had in CT before you think was scary and wrong or whatever, don't just say, oh, that's too scary, I want to stick to the old 313 system. If you say that, then either, one, the developers listen to you and we get stuck with the 313 system for this game, and potentially, when it comes to Battlefield 5, they copy the exact same system just like they did for Battlefield 4, and we get the exact same situation again for a whole other game. Or they don't listen to you and they continue what they're doing, but they don't listen to your opinions on how it should work if they do make the change. So we end up with a new system that nobody's happy with. Nobody wants that.
All right, let's explain why we actually decided to change the podcast name in the first place.
Yeah.
There's three podcasts on my channel right now as we speak,
and that needs to be explained. A way to party system in the test range and then be able to do operations or something like that would be freaking great against bots. Do that if you're gonna take away single player for Battlefront and then you're gonna carry that concept over to Battlefield 5. You best believe there may be a better shit ton more functionality and a couple more extra stuff, in spite of there not being a single player.
All right, here's the thing, before we're gonna go, congratulations to Silent because he got the DICE dog tag. So our podcast did something right.
But speaking of new games, there's already increasing talk about Battlefield 5 or Battlefield 2143, 1944, or whatever Battlefield game you want to believe is coming next. Bad Company 3, I don't know.
This is what I'm saying, it's going to be more than military. Because it's not because I'm just saying like that, no. Because it makes sense. With all the CT that is here, and Ray, you said a lot of times,
why put all this work that's already been put into a modern military shooter if you're only going to start from scratch all over again?
Exactly.
I don't see the reason behind it. The whole problem so far that I've been seeing with Battlefield 4 has been time and budget. Well, fine, now you've got this modern military game that's working. Optimize it, and make it shinier, and just re-release it, and I'll be happy. I don't care.
Oh, dark plus gravity equals...
light?
No, what's...
You don't even know...
I don't even know, I just know that dark is full of shit, that's all I know. Please explain how gravity works to me.
You really want to know? You really want to end your podcast
Please explain how gravity works in Frostbite engine.
If it's DICE LA doing it, David Serland, who has been the guy basically in charge of all the continual support for Battlefield 4 since before CT started, he is a huge fan of sci-fi. And we had this really weird conversation. I think it was during the Final Stand development, and he was super obsessed with hoverboards and all sorts of cool stuff. And he's super crazy about sci-fi.
Some of the stuff that they're doing in Battlefield 4 is trying new things out or working on things, trying different ideas that could potentially be used in Battlefield 5. Because,
well, yeah, the tank shell thing and the chopper stuff. A lot of this, one could easily argue that it's just being tested in CTE for later on down the line or for something like that. And maybe that's what the whole thing with the tank shells right now is being tested in CTE right now. Is it maybe we might see a World War II thing later?
Like already Ray kind of mentioned it. I don't really care who's making it. I just care that all the good things we did with Battlefield 4, that is happening right now, if that is not being transmitted back to Battlefield 5, I'll be really pissed about that, because basically what we're doing right now in CT is basically a waste of time. If you ask me, it's a waste of time. If everything that we do right now in Battlefield 4 is not going to be seen in Battlefield 5, or whatever the next Battlefield is, we're wasting our time. This podcast means nothing to me.
It's not our job to teach new players. It's not like we don't already do a job. If someone comes up on the forums and says something that sounds like something a noob would do, people on the forums are all too quick to point out the way that things should be done, even if they often do it in a...
Oh, you suck.
Not
play. Go back to COD.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of classes. Is if you want to be a pilot, you pick a class. That's your role. That's the point of classes in the first place, bro.
Okay. Yes.
What the proposition is of making more diverse classes like that is by making the role more specific and more immersive. Like a pilot class is only capable of carrying PDWs and small sidearms because they can only fit in small cabins and stuff. Same thing with tank drivers and engineers and stuff like that. Like if you want to play that specific role, then you should have to carry the shit in order to play that specific role. Not, okay, well, I'm gonna be a helicopter pilot and carry 2 freaking Stinger missile launchers, some AA mines, and a goddamn assault rifle, carbine with, with all this shit on it. That's what's not making sense. But the thing is you're starting to blur the line between immersion and milsim, and there's...
So my question is, because the CT team just got smaller, I don't think they can make another map. They still got the night maps, so that's something. So the question is, what's next for Battlefield 4 for 2016 after Dragon Valley?
Bug fixing.
This could lead to like what we're currently doing with like Battlefield 4, like players giving feedback and all that. I'm hoping to like open up communications and I don't know, try and sort out discussing this issue without having all the ridiculous name calling, which is what sometimes it feels like it's turning into. The people who work on DICE on Battlefield 4 now, they've learned lessons and changed how they operate, and it makes a better game. The difficulty would be whether that's going to get transferred to the people working at DICE Stockholm. Can that be learned, or does it have to be demonstrated?
We don't know if it's going to be Battlefield 5, Battlefield 2143, we don't know. All we know is going to be developed by DICE Stockholm. And I can imagine DICE Los Angeles is going to be helping them with the production, because a studio that basically saved the Battlefield franchise as a whole would be a no-brainer not to use them in some sort of development process. But
Battlefield
2016, Battlefield 5. So in the first week or two, we started to see videos from other YouTubers and people in the Reddit pages and everything just talking about Battlefield 5 and asking what Battlefield 2016 is going to be all about. Is it going to be World War II, or is it going to be Battlefield 5? Is it going to be Battlefield 2143? Whatever. It's not that bad. It's not that
fine.
bad.
Fine.
Just join me. Join me on the fun.
Join me!
That's Battlefield 5, bro.
London.
Don't like leaving my basement alone, okay?
You can take your basement together. Make the basement on wheels or something.
Oh, man, that's a brilliant idea, like...
What kind of formats you'd like to see back in Battlefield 5 from Battlefield 4? Third assault, let's say third assault. So basically, the developers say, make some noise as to what should we tweak to implement something in the Battlefield CT. So this is developers are talking like, hey guys, what do you want to be implemented in the CT? What do you want in Battlefield 4? And the community will like, sure. So the community and the developers are working together, everyone like that, experimenting, changing something. So, and it worked. All the experiments worked. And suddenly the community is like, alright, so 2016, what's next? And the developers disappear. They just disappear. And the community is like, guys, where you at? So basically, the actual idea is that the next Battlefield is going to be based in World War I.
Also, to follow up on that real quick, they have now since changed their listing. It's now multiplayer or tactical multiplayer shooter. So
Wait, they actually changed it?
Yeah, they've since changed it.
Oh, wow.
Shortly after the story broke and it went real big and everything, they changed it like a little bit later, and I don't think anybody out there picked up on it.
Oh, wow. Where do you find that? I never knew that.
I followed the link that everyone was throwing up that said it to the store, and then I ran it through the Google Translator, and then that's what it came back.
So this podcast means nothing then.
Yeah.
This podcast means nothing then.
No. I think we've committed to this. We can still milk this topic for all it's worth.
I mean, just the thought about it. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad
because
thought.
Not everyone knows.
We can just detail exactly why it would be absolutely stupid to ever believe this leak.
I mean, regardless of what many Reddit posts or forum posts or anything of that nature would say about it. CT and Battlefield 4 did a number of good things. I mean, it wasn't perfect either, but it still did a lot of good. But I'm not surprised this is a thing that's happening. I kind of figured this was coming. I knew it was inevitable, so I'm just like, okay, well, it's fun while it lasted. Let's see it in the next one. That's how I'm looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
It has to carry over. It has to make its way to the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. The idea of the community testing environment needs to stay. Whatever. There's can't. And then the next time you promote it initially from the get-go, and you make a little bit more. You throw it out there like, hey, if you have problems, this is a place to go. We'll talk about it, and you can report it, and you can also replicate it, record it, all that other good stuff. So it needs to stay. Period. I can't say it enough times. Keep it.
I just want to thank the good players who actually played the thing.
Yeah.
Everyone who's taken the time to write feedback. Yeah. Some of the brilliant guys who basically drafted the weapon balance that we have today, and those guys are legends. And some people probably hate those guys, but that's beside the point. And screw you to everyone who installed CT just so you could play it when something new and shiny came out and make videos of it, and then never touched it again.
I don't have any... Fuck. Oh. Yeah, aim for the heli. Never mind, I'll go on.
Nice.
Never mind.
Okay, let me repair you.
Yeah, wait, I need to back away with you. Whoa.
Shit.
Yeah, I need to really back.
Because at the moment, when you get a new gun, you don't know whether it's a good gun or not because you don't have all the attachment options. And you're stuck thinking this is a terrible gun because it's got all the wrong attachments on it.
Yeah, I mean, you really wouldn't judge a bolt action against an assault rifle with iron sight scopes.
So what if you did my system on top of your system in a way where...
And they made little baby
started out, you didn't, Aaron, shut up. You're laughing and you haven't even heard what I said.
We need to encourage playing the objective. I'm not saying let's simply stand on the points and capture the flags, and I'm not necessarily saying let's defend the flags and capture the flags in just the right amount. I'm saying let's do the things that lead to winning, and I'm not going to specify exactly what that is. What I'm saying is that people aren't playing the objective. They aren't thinking, what's the best thing that I need to do to get the win? They're thinking about, like, oh, today I quite fancy using this really stupid gun and killing people in this really silly way, or other stuff like that. And it's sometimes it's just people like, I feel like getting as few deaths in a round as few deaths as I can possibly get in a round, and I'm playing Operation Locker, so when I start losing, I'll just sit back in the base, and it'll be fine. And that ends up causing other people a less enjoyable match.
I'm just a small YouTuber that enjoys his hobby and Battlefield, basically. And that is the reason why kind of BattlefieldOne Podcast was created in the first place, because like almost a year ago. Because we have discussions, ideas being thrown our way around, and we decide, you know what, let's make a podcast.
Maybe we should just like wherever a player is on the map, there should just be a giant arrow on the ground pointing to the closest objective, and the more they follow it, like the further they move towards the objective, just the more points they get. Like, oh yes, keep going this way, you get more points. Keep going, just keep going.
You actually get a medal just.
You got there. Here's a medal.
Yeah, here's a medal, bro. When people post threads or make videos about what they want in the next Battlefield game, like months before its initial release, when in reality, they should post this ages ago when it was actually important, and now it's just too late basically, unless those ideas are noticed and will be applied for the next game that is probably not in production yet. All respect to the people that produce good feedback with proper analysis. It's fucking amazing. Keep doing that. But there are some people just say, we need better map design. Okay, what do you call better map design? Less vehicles, more infantry focused? That is not better map design. That is literally you asking for infantry focused maps. And Battlefield 5 is pre-ordered. Premium 2.
Oi Tom, what is this?
Some bullshit I made. Nobody cares about.
Been rumored, and we've also seen some pretty compelling evidence here, that the next game for Battlefield is going to be the Eastern Front.
Yes, of course, scanning some printed documents with scribbling on them hardly makes for a totally reliable source, but hey, we did see Battlefield Hardline leak in a similar way a couple of years ago, so...
This, by the way, this was given to me by my leaker. He got an email, so it's pretty much the standard when it comes to the leaks. I'm pretty much my leaker, the guy who's the middleman, he gives it to me, but...
So it's going to be called Battlefield 5 Eastern Front, or just Battlefield Eastern Front. It's kind of still up in the...
First is a screen with the classic Battlefield font with the title Battlefield 5, Eastern Front. Oh my god, it must be real.
It's a leak. I guess the DLC plans. What the fuck is this story? I mean, who is actually going to be reporting on fake news? I guess we are. I don't know. I don't know. 2143. I want it. Battlefield 5, Eastern Front. What the fuck is that shit? Get that out of here.
It's fake and...
A lot of time has passed since then, but I mean the most recent testament to this cooperation and kind of feedback loop is the community test environment where we
CTE!
Community. Yes. Where we invite the community to be part of the process of developing and refining Battlefield.
On someone's back, I don't know.
And then finally, Eastern Front debuted yesterday. Totally loved it.
So real, so real. So we know what the next Battlefield is, and it's called Battlefield 1. It's all a conspiracy, guys. It's part of the deal. We knew it all this time. It's a conspiracy. Starting back in 2015. We even have
lies.
Hashtag lies. Yeah. We even have our own subreddit. Thanks EA or whoever made that subreddit.
I don't know, man. I want to see flying horses. Yeah, and every time you blow the charge, it neighs as it flies off. Like
I'm just imagining people trying like sticking C4. Oh no, dynamite under a horse and like blowing it up, and like the horse's legs will just detach from its body and go flying, and the body will just shoot up in the air.
Oh my god, we're going to hell.
I want to know what you thought like World War II was. Was that just a happy, jolly adventure where everyone was having a brilliant time? Because that was the...
No, but then you're killing Nazis, though. You're killing Nazis in World War II, so it's
you weren't
evil,
just
so
killing
it's okay.
Nazis, you were killing Nazis and Italians.
German soldiers, too.
And
I'm pretty convinced that guy would write that article regardless of what era it would have been.
So in World War II, we were killing bad guys, so it's okay. Well, that's brilliant, because in World War II, everyone was evil. It's not that we were the good guys and they were the bad guys. We were all imperialist.
I would have been fine if I would pay today right now, I'd pay another $40, $50, $60 if they were to do another round of Battlefield 4 Premium. Because like I like Battlefield 4 how it is right now. And I think like a lot of people I feel like a lot of people will still play Battlefield 4. Even though Battlefield 1 will come out, I think Battlefield 1 will be a success. I hope it's a success better than what we have with Hardline right now. But I feel like there will still be a group of players, more than what we have in Hardline right now, who will stick around and play Battlefield 4 because it's a modern setting. And some people like you, Lanky, you said you prefer the modern weaponry over like World War I weaponry. I feel like people will stick with Battlefield 4 until another modern game comes out. And I mean, that's not to say that Battlefield 1 is bad, but it just may not be their cup of tea.
I really want to go back to bed. It's early in the morning. I'm sleepy. I'm tired. So, if you're gonna be in Los Angeles, and yeah, so just meet us, say hi, slap me with a fish or something like that, I don't really know. So, yeah, it would be nice to meet you in person, whoever you are, and I'll give you a personal hug or something like that. That doesn't involve anything bad with that. It doesn't have any, my hugs don't have any diseases, so keep that in mind, so that's cool. So yeah, we're gonna be in Los Angeles, and that's kinda cool, so yeah. After this recording, I'm going back to bed. Alright, I will root for any team the Russian Badger is, but at the same time level cap is there.
I'm rooting for Stone Mountain, but I think Neeb's gonna be funnier. Like, I wanna watch Neeb's team play. Basically, I wanna watch Neeb's.
To be fair, they have one of my favorites. They have the Russian Badger, they have Neebs, and they have the Angry Engineer. I just want them to talk shit during the live stream.
Yeah,
that's what I want to hear. Kids don't know what the fuck is World War One or that ever existed, and that's why nobody will be interested in it.
And even worse, they don't know what comes before 2, apparently. Because if they know World War II was a thing, then how the hell did they not know that World War I was a thing? Did kids these days just go, oh, well, I guess we were just dumber back then and started off on 2?
More if you want. But the content creators here are the ones who can tell you what they see, what they feel, what they like, and even what they don't. And that's fine too. We want your feedback. We want to know what you think. Just as long as you take some time to play.
Back there, I've got 600 of my best friends. What a great looking group they are. We are going to have a blast tonight.
Yeah, I traveled 24 hours just for this to watch in a fucking car on a fucking phone. I can't go with the camera.
Actually going to be airships and horses and trench knives and shovels.
I don't think
so 2 things. 1, yes.
They're actually gonna
and
be
2,
They're gonna be shovels?
Not in another trailer.
Do we get to dig things?
I've streamed around the world.
Your own grave.
A few thoughts before we get.
We're excited to welcome PS4 players to the franchise for the first time. We'll start off with a look at what players can expect out of Titanfall multiplayer.
Wait a minute, isn't the event partially sponsored by Xbox? It's the Microsoft Nova Lounge.
Oh no!
And it's got a buffer. I think it's connecting to my Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Alright, let's go and put it on the TV.
Yeah, pick this up later. I need a new computer. It's just fucking life's so expensive. Can't buy a new computer for a little while now. Slender, lanky nerds can help me move that pool table.
Hey,
Do you not have any sense of 3D,
You have
3D
no
space?
depth perception. Does both of your eyes work?
Yeah, I see you.
You're like a foot away from it. So like duck down and lean forward. There you go. There you go.
I'm too drunk. Alright. Anyway. I guess it's in here first and then under.
Yeah. Navy SEAL gun.
It's the same sheet.
pointed out the parts where he looks incompetent.
Go.
Yeah, I think I only got this.
Go.
Spilling everything.
Stop breaking.
Now everything makes so much fucking sense. Wait, if this... Oh, here we go. It says game launch or some shit. Game changes, here we go. Gold 2. Yeah, we're not game changers, bro. we're not game changers. We're not here. We're just here to play some shit.
Oh man.
My booking was done like the day of, so I had to book my flight to make sure it's would not be.
Did you call the Dan or somebody invite?
You have words to talk a little bit about. I don't know, but then again, there's. Stop it!
I know it's annoying.
I remember I was talking to David Sloan about this, and basically the change for this is because it's easier for new players to understand how Conquest works.
I feel like more people are going to be confused when they're switching back and forth between Battlefield 4, Battlefield 1, maybe even Battlefield Hardline, who knows. That's going to be more confusing than the few new players, so I don't understand. In my opinion, all the important features of Battlelog will almost certainly be replaced with something else, like... Bad Company 2 didn't have Battlelog, but it had all the stats and it had the server browser. The only problem with Bad Company 2 is it just took ages to load all the data. Like, every time you leave a match, you got to spend ages loading all your player stats, it seemed.
Because it's a first-person shooter and it's Battlefield, and Battlefield was never about realism. Like, certain people love to be like, oh, hardcore should be a thing now. No, hardcore is bullshit because it's bullshit. Nobody plays hardcore because it's garbage. It's that simple. I mean, if you love hardcore, good for you. I'm happy for you. But majority don't enjoy hardcore, and there's a reason why. Because it feels kind of stupid on a Battlefield game, especially in this kind of age right now. It kind of feels kind of out of place, and the gun balance doesn't work in hardcore too.
Lost objective Apple.
If you told me this game came right after Battlefield like Hardline or Battlefield 4, I might have a little harder time believing that, because it doesn't, like, if you look at that line of progression, it seems like they went in kind of a new direction that isn't necessarily bad or good or whatever. I just think that the most important thing is the game is fun, and I've enjoyed every hour that I've put into the alpha so far.
64-player Operation Lock servers and 64-player Operation Metro servers, and that provides an experience which is very much different from ordinary Battlefield. And
is that a problem?
Yes. Because
why?
Because people play that and say, "Oh, this game's broken. It doesn't work right because the balance is all wrong because it doesn't work."
It's not the way.
64
you may play that and say that it's broken and think that's broken. I personally I think that you're probably right. But the thing is, there are people who enjoy that. Believe it or not.
I don't know why.
If they're detrimental to the player's experience, why do they exist? Why do?
But the same thing you have to.
I'll tell you why. Because if you're an idiot, and you just want points, then you're gonna go on a really high ticket server, and you're gonna go on something crazy like maybe Operation Metro or something, which means that the ordinary ticket servers with the correct amount of players, they're gonna be losing out. To play, they're going to be losing out on their number of players, and they're going to find it difficult to populate their server. Whereas a 64-man, 24/7 Metro server with ridiculous ticket count, they're going to find it easy because they know there's lots of people out there who just want to camp for tickets.
When I think casual,
when I think that the in the way that you guys use it, and I don't mean for the people, the ones that Tom says are dirty casuals and the nasty casuals.
I have two meanings for the word casual.
Yeah. But when I think casual and casual gaming, and I think of the comparison between Battlefront and Battlefield, Battlefront, and this is my opinion, was always meant to be a console game. Consoles are meant to be played casually. They're not meant to be played competitively. And this is going to come contentiously for some people, but that is the type of... It's sitting in your living room, on your ass, on the couch, feet up, maybe getting rubbed by... maybe on top of the dog, getting rubbed by the wife or something like that, and you're shooting stuff on a controller on a big screen and yelling at people that can't hear you and talking to 13-year-olds. I guess there's no difference between some of that and PC, but the ease of playing those games on console... They're catered to. That's so when I play Battlefront, I have it on PC, but it's feels like I'm playing MAG or something that's very massive multiplayer console casual gaming. I don't think Battlefield could do that. Not from a premise.
Yeah, let's be honest. Battlefield tactics are not really hard to understand. Let's be fair. It's quite basic tactics. But these basic tactics work. They do the job. Problem is, people don't know the basic tactics. They don't understand how the basic tactics work. They just want to shoot people. That's what I'm saying. We kind of have this, DICE never really did a good job explaining to the players what they need to do. Fuck me, that's a lot of sand. I hate sand. It gets error, especially in my mouth when I try to ask a girl out.
I don't like sand.
Come on, here we go again, motherfucker, yeah.
I'm just here stuck in the fucking matchmaking screen.
God, you suck. You should just join on us.
I did. It didn't let me.
This is hilarious.
Come on down and see the idiot right here. Too fucked to beg and not afraid to care. What's the matter with Calamity anyway? Right, get the fuck out of my face. Understand I can't feel anything. It isn't like I want to sift through the decay. I feel like a wound, like I got a fucking gun against my head. You live when I'm dead. People equal shit. People
trying to find more of them, they're all like hiding in the building.
People equal shit. People equal shit. Come on.
Shit, how many kills did this get?
Satan. One more time, motherfucker.
Panic knife! Bullshit! Bullshit, DICE!
Hates me now, so fuck it. Blood on my face and my hands, I don't know why. I'm not afraid to cry, but that is none of your business. Overdo it, don't tell me you blew it. Stop your bitching and fight your way through it. I'm not like you, I just fuck up. Come on, motherfucker, everybody has to die. People equal shit. People equal shit. People equal shit. People equal shit.
I think the people who probably pushed this idea, the developers who maybe came up with it, and they've got some pretty good reasons for using this new system. So if you look at the old system, let's say you got a 5-flag map. If you're playing a competitive game and one team captures all 3 flags and holds them for the entire round, and then another round a team captures all the flags and holds them for the entire round, if you look at the final scores, they will look exactly the same except for kills. So basically all the final score represents is kills, which is a big pain for competitive, because what they'd like to have is a system where during a competitive match, a team plays a map, and then they switch sides and play the map again. And then they compare the score for each round to work out an overall winner. so that they can effectively nullify any sort of map imbalance.
We played against a couple of ESL teams. Like, the thing that they cared about wasn't necessarily round wins or direct round losses or anything like that. They gave a crap about the ticket counts. Because I remember specifically one match that we played against a team. I don't remember what team it was, but it was like, yeah, we won all 3 rounds, but quote unquote, I guess according to ticket counts or something like that, we'd lost by like 20 tickets. It was something really, really, really odd, really weird, and there was a whole huge argument drawn out about it. And that was kind of when I put my foot down. I was like, yeah, we're not doing anything ESL related ever again.
Well, no, they could spend the time and effort that they put into building this new UI.
Yeah, to improve battle.
They could have done that improved battle log.
Yeah.
What I don't understand. I mean, I don't think the new UI is completely terrible.
It's not bad. It's not
I don't understand. I don't really see too many advantages from the new UI over battle log.
Other than being able to seamlessly switch from game to game, not really. I mean, unless there's like a feature built in later down the line where we can have like BF4 maps as well as BF1 maps in a server.
When you have a tank and you have like friends on TeamSpeak or Skype or whatever, and you operate as a tank crew, it's awesome. It's literally awesome. We can carry the whole game just like that in the land ship. It's quite cool.
People have been coming into the game expecting things to work like BF4, and they don't, and people therefore assume that it's wrong, which it isn't. It's often designed to work differently for very good reasons, because the old gun systems had issues which meant that the gameplay designers couldn't design the kind of gameplay that they wanted. I'm really happy about the fact that they have finally done a better job of flight physics. Like, the planes don't just work on a really simplistic system that's just sort of some dev winging it and saying, oh yeah, that'll work fine, you know, let's just make it so a certain speed turns at a ridiculously faster rate. Like, it seems like they've actually done their homework, and the slower planes go, the more lumbering they appear, which is sensible.
I think you're all making this way too complicated. Do what you want with your money, and in the end, just be satisfied with whatever you end up doing.
Yeah, it's your decision at the end. Yeah. So if
you aren't satisfied, kick yourself for whatever you did and never do it again. If I don't get this game, I'll never be YouTube famous. What would I talk about without another game, you know?
About my funny videos?
I mean, I guess, but no.
Love you. Anyway, so I think I'm gonna end the whole podcast here. Another long podcast, which is nice actually.
Yeah.